Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hi there. My name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Ruben Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros livestream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible.
Are we? Oh, okay. Thank you for joining us on RubenRubioTX live stream. We had minor technical difficulties, but that's expected with the lovely rainy weather we're having today. Just like to thank you, and remember, you can find any information about us on RubenRubioTX.com. You'll find our social medias for Facebook, Twitch, for YouTube, and Instagram. You can ask questions and as well as set up an appointment. But we just want to thank you for joining us today. I'm 8-Bit Rich, and with us always is Ruben Rubio TX himself. How's it going, Ruben?
Very well, Richard. Very well. Thank you, everybody, for watching us again. We greatly appreciate your output and you're looking us online, and going through our Google apps, But some of the things that some people ask things that pertain to other things. We in this profession that we're doing, the Ruben Rubio TX, is mainly dealing with life insurance products, and unfortunately, Richard, I've gotten calls, asking me about, what is the medication or what's the prescription that I'm giving for the high blood pressure, and I tell them, well, I don't give those things. I'm not a doctor. And then, of course, they ask me about, are we servicing any banks? And I said, well, we're not a banking service. We're a life insurance service, and it's a life insurance service that is for the family and for the benefits of everybody that's out there. I have to go out and visit you guys and take the information that is basically asked. We fill out an application, your name, address, social security number, your driver's license, height and weight, the basics. And then, of course, I ask the health questions to see how we can qualify you on different types of life insurance.
And what is life insurance exactly?
Well,
since people are asking about medical stuff.
Benefit that people buy in the event when something usually happens, when somebody passes away, I determined that by sitting down with the client and we talk about things. I ask, well, what are your needs? Do you have outstanding loans? What are your plans for the future? Do you have children? And in the event something happens to you, do you want to send them to college, or do you want to pay off that house? Or sometimes just really the basic is, pay for a funeral in itself. Now, as I've mentioned in the past, the cost of inflation is jacking everything up. I mean, everything is more expensive now. It's unfortunate, when I started in the business, 30 years ago, $5,000 was enough to, buy the funeral plan and pay for it. Unfortunately, today that cannot exist. I mean, $5,000 is just for the basic services of the funeral home. That's not even adding the casket or adding, the little cards, the memorabilia that goes with all of that. You're
Yeah.
looking at basic funeral about 7,800, maybe $8,000, and that's going with an inexpensive casket. And then of course you have the other costs of the cemetery itself, and some people want cremation and some people don't, and some people like a big fancy thing and some people don't,
Mhm.
and it's just, what it is what it is, and I tell people, well, nowadays a basic funeral you're looking at anywhere 12,500, and then you're looking something like $15,000. As I mentioned about 2 weeks ago, um, I had come back from Austin, Texas, to do some family reviews and sell some business out there. And of course, I find that a basic funeral and with most stuff accumulated and everything, you're looking anywhere about $28,000. And Austin's about a 5.5 hour to 6 hour drive from here, from the valley. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's wet up there, but it's wet down here today.
Yeah. Yeah. And we
But
just want to welcome Mauricio Rodriguez and Irma Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us today. We're talking about life insurance. So I guess like kind of like when you have a car, you buy insurance for the event that something happens, it's covered. So life insurance is something similar to, I guess, a living
it's
person.
something similar to the car insurance, because in the event something happens to you, well, at least we have some money to take care of things. Now, the only difference is that with life insurance, we sell whole life policies that build cash value, and through the years, if you ever need money to borrow, there will be an amount set there that you can borrow. Of course, I usually tell clients you only borrow in case of an emergency, or you just need money, and of course, our interest rates are usually under 6%. Of course, now you go to a bank, you're looking at over 12% for any type of loan. And the good thing about the life insurance that you can build cash value, and you don't need to apply for a loan because you can just ask for it. You don't have to get a credit check. You don't have to go through the long filing procedure. If you already have a whole life or a final expense, usually you do have cash value there for that. Now, of course, going to the other product that we sell is we sell a term policy. A term policy is a policy that's a little bit inexpensive because you're only paying for the coverage. It's like renting, and it doesn't build any cash value, but the substance of it all is the quantity, or how much coverage do you have and how much do you need. As we mentioned earlier, a funeral right now is anywhere from 12,500 to 15,000 here in the valley. And like I said, those people up there, about a month or 2 months ago, they paid for a funeral and it was $28,000. And like I'm telling you, it's a distance that's not that far, but it depends where you are and where you live, and that's how things cost, unfortunately. And of course, we've also talked about the other products that we offer, is that those annuities, those IRAs, those Roth IRAs, and of course, we've talked about that famous APDF, that you can have a whole life or you can have a term policy and add that APDF to save money for a
Mhm.
rainy day, even though it's raining
Yeah.
today, but not necessarily for today. And of course,
Yeah.
the APDF is not really a savings, it's just an accumulation of your money, and the company will pay anywhere from 3% or higher if that is the case, because
Yeah.
it depends on the market, and this is really a product for your client to help himself out. Once you get that money, you don't have to pay back the APDF because it's your money. You will have to pay some taxes on it if it's a large amount, or it depends how much interest it's grown over the years, and some
Yeah.
people pay a little bit, some people pay a lot because they set aside a lot of money, as I've mentioned to you, Richard, that I have clients that set aside $10 a month, and I've had clients that set about $100 a month, and down the years it builds up. It's just
Mhm.
snowballs. It snowballs, and of course, I am talking something that maybe people don't know what that means. It means like, I've been to different places, Colorado, we've been to California, and it snows up there. It
Yeah,
does not snow here in the valley, and if it does, it disappears very, very rapidly.
it's a special occasion. Yeah,
Yes, and it has to be a special occasion, and you have to behave, okay? You have
yeah.
to behave so it can snow. And people say, Mr. Rubio, it didn't snow here. Well, you probably misbehaved and it snowed at somebody else's house.
Yeah.
but uh, but when you're up there, we've been there in Colorado. We went to Lake Tahoe, and it was like June and July, and it started snowing. And like they said, look, Mr. Rubio, a guy grabbed a ball of ice and snow, and he said, look what we can do from the roof where he was. He says, look, let's lance it downward, and it starts going and going and going and going and going, and it starts getting bigger, bigger and bigger
Uh-huh.
and bigger till it falls off. I'm hoping it didn't hit anybody, because we don't have
Mhm.
insurance. Okay, okay. So I
Yeah.
just want you to know that we don't cover you in case you get hit by a snowball.
Okay.
But those things happen, and those things accumulate, and they're good, and it's a benefit for yourself or your family. You can pay yourself by having a little extra. Like I mentioned, Ruben Rubio TX is here for anybody that has economical needs. We insure U.S. citizens, U.S. residents, and some of the newer things that are out there. Like they're applying for residency, or they're applying to be a legal alien. You know,
Mhm.
and this all helps because irregardless of who you are or where you're from, eventually you will need somebody like Ruben Rubio TX to be there to help your family out.
I just want to welcome Josue Rubio to the stream also. You're watching Ruben Rubio TX live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, where we're talking about life insurance, the different items available with Ruben Rubio TX. If you want to follow us, you can visit our website at RubenRubioTX.com. We have all our social media links there, as well as a forum if you want to ask a question to be answered in a future live stream, or if you'd like to set up an appointment, you can also leave details there as to when's the best time to contact you to help you see what's available. Once again, that's RubenRubioTX.com. Now, you were talking about whole and term life insurance. Who would be the ideal candidate for like a whole life? What would be
Well,
the best
yeah,
scenario?
any person's an ideal candidate for a whole life policy because it's a policy that you buy at a certain age, a certain rate. The younger you are, the less expensive it is, and it builds cash value, which is again going back to the same thing. It benefits you on the long run. And then I've had people tell me, "Oh, Mr. Rubio, this life insurance is getting expensive." Well, yeah, you bought a term policy and it keeps going up every year. You say, "Well, I won't be able to afford it." Well, that's why I've mentioned to you, let's get some whole life so it can build some cash value. And as let me re-emphasize it again, one of the companies that I represent, because I represent several, I'm a broker, is a dividend paying whole life company, which gives you more cash value and more death benefit through the years. So you might buy a $50,000 policy whole life, but then again, the whole life will be building cash value. I have a client, I sold him a policy, $23 a month for a
Mhm.
$50,000 child. That's what we cost. Well, now it's been several years, since they purchased that policy, and now it's worth about $65,000 of natural death benefit. And you say, I'm
Okay.
Rubio, but how can I collect on it? Well, you have to pass away. But that's not the key. The key is that you have something and you're leaving a legacy. You're leaving something for your family to help them out. And I try to emphasize, Richard, going back to that whole life thing is that, nothing's getting cheap here in the US or anywhere. The
Yeah.
higher you go up in the United States, the more expensive things are. But even here in the Valley, I mean, in a couple of years, $15,000 will not be enough to cover a funeral nowadays. It's
Yeah.
like the pre-needs, the pre-needs that we offer, we also offer them. You lock in the price, but the company will compensate the client because it's also paying out to the company, and it's building cash value for them, and it's building a little bit more for the day that they pass away. The funeral home will receive their money and be compensated for whatever product that they buy. May it be a funeral, the type of funeral they want, and the type of casket, they lock in that price, and that won't change. It doesn't matter. It happens 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years later. They're going to honor the contract because that's the way it's set up. But, everything is going up. It's like this week I put gas at 245. Well, that was last week. Right now it's 265. But everywhere else I go, I drive and it says 279, 285. The cost of living goes up, and you've got to cushion that with some type of future process or proceeds, which is, of course, what we offer is the life insurance. We don't have gold.
Well, I also wanted to mention something I don't hear a lot of people talk about. When you pass away, if you have debts, those debts don't just vanish. They usually pass on to the next of kin, correct?
That is correct.
And the insurance, I would imagine that's something people could work on, like to help cover. Like, I think you had mentioned setting aside a plan. Like, what do you want to get paid off in the case of a unfortunate accident?
Well, unfortunate accident, or nowadays, unfortunately, because of COVID, we have people that their lives are being cut short because they went to a dance, or they went to a bar, or they went to the beach, and they didn't cover up, and they didn't take the necessary steps. Stay 6 feet apart. Cover your mouth. Cover yourself, and people just don't listen. And now that they're no longer here, I unfortunately keep getting calls from clients saying, "Hey, you know what? My so-and-so relative passed away, and did they have coverage? Well, let me check. And if they have with me, great. If they didn't, well, that's nothing I can do." But nowadays, it's not like it used to be. Hey, I might die early because of an accident. Now that's not the case, unfortunately. And of course, going back what we've mentioned in the past, if you no longer qualify, you got sick, and now I don't qualify because I've got an ailment, or let's say COVID-19, that monster out there is really causing problems for everybody, and your health changed. Well, now I can no longer offer you that coverage. Why? Because you're sick. Now you have a precondition, It's just one of those things, and we try to do the best we can, As I've mentioned, Richard, I go to the people, I go ahead and pick up an application, and I fill out their information, and of course I ask health questions. And for some reason, Richard, people think that we're not going to check, and lo and behold, hey, you've got this. Well, I didn't tell the man. You didn't ask that. No, I go question per question, have you had this ailment? Have you had this? And of course, they answer yes or no. Now, if you lie to me, I can't help you. But if you tell me, I'm taking high blood pressure medication, but I've been good for so long, and I take one every now and then. Well, what does your doctor say? Now you're changing you're taking your life into your own hands, and you're not a physician, you're not a doctor. They're the ones that know better, and of course they get paid a lot better than we do to make sure that you stay alive.
Okay. Well, just want to thank everyone that's been here watching RubenRubioTX live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We're discussing topics dealing with insurance. If you want to follow us on our social media, you can visit RubenRubioTX.com. Has all our links there, as well as if you want to ask a question to be responded in a future show, or if you want to set up an appointment with Ruben Rubio TX. We also have a form there to let us know when's the best time to reach you. Now, I know before we've talked about leaving a legacy. How is life insurance leaving a legacy to like your spouse or your children? What exactly does that mean in regards to a life insurance policy?
Well, the life insurance policy is an established estate. That's the legal term, an established estate, because you're leaving a nice sum of money. You can be leaving $250,000, $150,000, or $500,000. As I've mentioned in the past, I have clients that have $1 million policies, and of course,
Mhm.
this is enough money to help their family through the process of that person not being here no more. I usually tell people, look, let's figure a basic policy. How much do you make? Well, I make so much. Okay, well, let's see. For the next 7 years, this is how much you need to be insured so your family can receive and maintain the lifestyle they have. Richard, because if you
Mhm.
have money, you are set at a certain lifestyle. You know what I mean, Richard? I know
Yeah.
people that hey, they go out to eat every day. I know
Mhm.
people that won't even walk out the door. They just go to the local grocery store and buy what they're going to buy, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's different types of people, different types of ways of figuring out things for each person. Uh, the legacy part would be like, let's pay off this house. Let's go ahead and pay for college for such and such a person. Now, I've run into the fact that, because of our Hispanic community, that, oh, wow, must have thundered or something. Our Hispanic community, they don't just have one child, now. When I
Yeah.
saw you originally, I tell my clients, you only had one baby or two babies, and lo and behold, now you have about four or five, of course. I can only just fill out the application. I say, well, let's go ahead and insert them on the policy. I take
Yeah.
a special form and I add it on as a child rider, and this helps them out. But then again, I go back to the same thing. Well, we originally planned such and such money for only one child. Now we have
Mm.
three or four more. Now we need to add more coverage.
Yeah.
Because they say, well, I want to send my kid to college, and hopefully they're smart enough to want to go to college and better their lives.
Yeah.
Of course, Richard, I've talked to people, and do you have any ambitions? Well, not really, not at the moment. I just want to flip burgers for a while. So you can only do so much. And how much do you make? Oh, I make about 16,000 a year. I think I'm doing pretty good. Well, that may be good for them, but for others, that's not enough. And others, of
Yeah.
course, you hear the opposite. Oh no, Mr. Rubio, I want to go to college. I'm thinking about Stanford. I'm thinking about USL, USC, and I'm thinking LSU, and I'm thinking, I want to be, in a very nice college, maybe Baylor, maybe St. Maud's, something like that. So you have to figure out something for different people, because the amount of money or the amount of what they're expecting their lives to be like, that's how I determine how to help people out.
Yeah.
Some people, they want the moon and the stars, and some people want, what's for dinner next week. they,
Yeah.
they 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 can't think much more ahead, and you can't help somebody like that, Richard. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you know.
You talked about whole life insurance. Can you explain more of what term and who are the ideal candidates that would have to go that route instead of whole life?
Well, ideal candidates is probably a young person or who's may or may not be married, or just purchased a home, and they're thinking on the long term. They're thinking, hey, you know what? We're gonna buy this house. We need, at least 250,000 for the coverage, but I want to leave something to my wife, and I don't know how many kids we're gonna have, and those people are ideal. I mean, I'm talking about people that 24 to 32 years old. That's when most people decide to get married, buy a house.
Mhm.
Set goals and plans for themselves in the future, and some people, like I said, unfortunately, some don't plan ahead, and
Yeah.
as we mentioned this in the plan, time and time after time, that some people plan their future and some people fail to plan in their future. I've run against people that, well, how'd you get to this age? Well, it's been I've been lucky, and the word there is lucky. How did you get to
Yeah.
this age? And like I've mentioned in the past, people say, well, what's your retirement plan? Well, Social Security, government food stamps. That is not a sure way. Okay, I hate to say this, but
Yeah.
one day that money is going to run out, and
Mhm.
I'm not being mean or anything, but we don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen eventually down the road. And of course, I've got people say, "Oh, Mr. Rubio, you sound like a Republican," or some others say, "Oh, you sound like a Democrat." Well, I can't sound like either one because I only do what I do for my clients. That's the best thing for them.
Yeah.
I can't take sides. Of course, I have my personal opinions, but I don't interfere those with my clients because I'm here to help them out to set a good future for themselves and be ready. Like I said, Richard, I tell people try to get this. The younger you are, the less expensive, maybe the whole life, maybe the term, and then of course eventually converting the term to whole life. And let's not wait too long because I've people that have been yelling at me lately, and they tell me, Mr. Ruby, you should have told me this 5 years ago. I did. I did.
Uh,
Don't you remember? I went by your house. Look, I can even pick up a letter saying, hey, today I came by and talked to you about this and this and this. And you said no. Could you please sign it? And people say, I
yeah.
don't remember that. Oh no, but I have evidence here that you signed it. And I'm there not to be mean, but to help them out.
Yeah. And what would you say is term life? What's the difference between that? What
Oh, well,
exactly is term?
term life and whole life is very different. Whole life is like buying a house, and it builds equity, it builds cash value, it builds, more benefit on the long run because if you buy a
Mhm.
house and you maintain it, it's going to be worth more in a couple of years than it's worth right now. Like for instance, I've mentioned in the past my house when I bought it, I purchased it for so much. It's worth right now $249,000 for me to replace it or fix it or do something in the event something happens to it. So yeah, I've increased the value. The same thing with whole life. The whole life builds cash value. Now the term is like renting. I can go one of these apartment complexes that are out there, be there 15, 20 years. The day I leave, what do I take with me?
Nothing.
Only what I have inside the building.
Yeah.
And the owner got my check every month and kept the money.
Wow.
That is the difference.
Okay. Well, just want to thank everyone that joined us today on the stream. You've been watching Ruben Rubio TX live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We're here every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to find more about Ruben Rubio TX, you can visit our website at RubenRubioTX.com. You'll find all our social media links there. You'll also find a contact form if you want to set up an appointment to discuss what kind of options are available for you regarding whole or term and try to set up a
I,
legacy for you and your future family down the road.
I go down to your house, I sit down with you, and we ask key questions, and we figure out what is the best thing for my client. If we can go either whole life or term or do both, Richard. And most people, will see what's the benefit. And then like a lot of them tell me, gee, Mr. Rubio, I never thought about that. What if something happens? The rule of the 5 years or the 7 years, how's my family going to keep living on if I'm no longer here? And how they benefited from me loving them enough to leave a legacy for them. That just blows your mind because, unfortunately, Richard, we are not eternal. Even though I remember when I was 24 years old, man, I'm going to live forever. I'm going to be good and all of that. And like, it's been more than 24 years and I'm here.
Yeah. Well, let's hope we'll all still be here for next week's show, when we hope everyone that's watching will also be with us to learn more, as well as hopefully ensure ourselves for future legacy. Once again, you're watching RubenRubioTX, and you can visit our website at RubenRubioTX.com, and we'll be here next week, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure to leave a like, follow us on various platforms, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and
ask
see you all next week.
questions.
Uh-huh.
Ask questions. I mean, that's what we're here for. We've asked, our clients to ask questions, and we'll answer to the best of our abilities. And we do what we do. That's why we're here, to inform the public.
Sounds good. Well, we'll see everyone next week. Thank you for watching Ruben Rubio TX live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Visit our website, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody. God bless. Have a nice week. Be careful with the rain.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Rubén Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros livestream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible. Hello. Hi there. My name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you.